I love police officers. I want to be protected. I want my community to be protected. I want my kids to be protected. I want all those things. I pay taxes. I want those things to take place. But sometimes, man, Keyshawn, the police be doing too much a lot of the times too. What's up, and welcome to another episode of All Facts, No Breaks podcast. Here's what I want you guys to do. Before we get going, I want to remind you to follow All Facts Pod on all social media, wherever you get your podcasts. And don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. We need to hit 100,000. That's 100K, okay, right before the Super Bowl. So make sure that you are subscribing. We got a great show today. Me and my son, Keyshawn, we're bringing in the Wisconsin Badger running back and Melvin Gordon, who played a number of years, obviously, in the National Football League and is probably still itching to get back out on the field, Kiki.
Yeah. Well, how you doing? First of all, we're going to talk about the 49ers-Jets game. Where'd you watch the game? You watched it at home?
No, I went to Sushi Bar, Katsuya. Me, Michael Irvin, and Joy. We hung out and did the sushi thing and watched the game. And
32-19. I went to the Thunderbird. I don't know if you know what that is, Midwilshire.
The Thunderbird.
It's like a sports bar.
No, I don't.
But no, it was 32-19. What I didn't expect and not a lot of people expected.
That sounds like a drink.
Nah, it's a sports bar. I get the green tea shot.
Thunderbird is a drink. It's like wine for like alcoholic wino types. No, it is. Watch, you gonna Google it. Check it out.
I'll look it up. But like one thing that I didn't realize or no one expected was CMC being out, and the fact that the other running back learned about it on Friday, and the people were questioning about it, and they said, well, why wouldn't you know about, or why did you know about it on Friday when everyone else is supposed to know about it on Sunday?
Because you don't learn till the day of, most likely. I mean, you don't know if he's going to play because he's probably getting the reps, but he's not necessarily sharing. Jordan's not sharing the reps, and then in the end, he's told, you're up, CMC's down, and now it's your turn to shine.
Is that like a big thing, just like realizing, oh, next man up, whatever? Do you think he had like, I don't know, butterflies in his stomach?
Of course he had butterflies, but he was ready to go because he studied.
I think he played really well.
He studied. He obviously was engaged, even though Christian McCaffrey probably was taking the majority of the reps. He still was focused in. So when his number was called, he was ready to go. That's what you have to do.
Yeah, and then one person that I feel like the Jets could have used was Hassan Reddick. He forfeited a game check of nearly $800,000 and has accumulated over $5 million in fines. How do you feel about that?
Well, first of all, he made himself some money because the way the Jets defense looks, surrendering 180-something yards on the ground to the San Francisco 49ers because the defense got pushed around up front. Now, all of a sudden, Hassan Reddick, that number just went up. A year ago, if you think about it, Chris Jones of the Kansas City Chiefs sat out the first game, and then the Kansas City Chiefs realized, yeah, we might want to get him back in here and pay him and take care of him. And they wind up doing it. So I think that $5 million that Hassan Reddick has accumulated will go away because at some point here in the near short-term foreseeable future, they will address his contract issue.
So you think him betting on himself is a good idea? The fact that
he's not really betting on himself. He's just not going to play for what they paying him. That's not really betting on yourself.
He's basically saying, I bet you guys are going to do bad without me, so you got to pay me.
Yeah, and I'm sure they sitting there in their meeting rooms right now saying, we sure would like to have him.
Yeah. Okay, well, one of the biggest stories of the weekend was the Tyreek Hill altercation. What are your initial thoughts on it? And what do you think would have happened if he wasn't Tyreek Hill, as he said?
My initial thoughts was whatever it was until I saw the video. Video says a lot. Once I saw the video, I still believe that the police officers overreacted to a whole nother level. Tyreek gave him his driver's license. He rolled down the window. He gave it to him. He rolled it back up because he just
wanted the ticket and go.
Yeah, just want to get his ticket. I don't need to hold no conversation with you. Right. I gave you my ID or my driver's license, so you peeped that you know who I am. And so the dude bamming on his window, Tyreek like, dude, why are you bamming on my window? So he's agitating Tyreek agitating him because he's getting mad now. The fact that he's in a pressure situation trying to get to the stadium because he's probably running a little bit late at the time he's supposed to actually be in the locker room. So he's like, man, I got to get out of here, man. Let's just get my ticket so I can get my mind right to go play. So it became a confrontation. Here's where they dead ass wrong. And they all should be fired. And Tyreek, Calais Campbell, and Jonnu Smith should all get paydays from the city of Miami's police department. You can't snatch nobody out the damn car. You can't do that.
If that was illegal or not.
No, you can't. It's a traffic ticket.
Yeah.
I can say whatever I want to you. I could curse. I could dog curse you as long as I don't threaten you. If Tyreek Hill said, "Fuck you, police, I'm gonna beat your ass," now he's asking for some trouble.
Right.
But the fact that he said, "Yo, bro, get away from my car, my
Stop
window,"
banging on the window.
like stop banging on my window, that doesn't warrant you to pull him, snatch him out the car as if he a dog by the back of his neck.
Mm-hmm.
But because those police officers probably had that behavior happen in the past, they think they can get away with it anytime they want to. And the fact that he claimed, or people think that he didn't know who Tyreek Hill, that's the damn lie he knew who Tyreek was. How the hell you not gonna know
in
who?
Miami. You're 5 minutes away from the.
No, you're in the state. You're at the grounds of the stadium. You are paid.
The police stadium, like
security police officers. They're there to protect and serve, to make sure that the tailgating is going right, the people ain't jaywalking drunk. You don't know who Tyreek Hill is, and everybody telling you, say, man, that's the cheetah. Then you got his teammates rolling up and saying, "This what's going on?"
And they have the ID. So
and you got the ID.
Yeah.
So you obviously have a major problem with him. Okay. Now people will say, well, he should have just kept his window down. Yeah, maybe not. Okay? Maybe not. At the end of the day, as I've always said to you when you drive in your car, do whatever they say. Just do what they say, man. As I always told you, if you get pulled over, pull into a place where there's a lot of people so everybody can see. Forget they got the sirens on. If you got to go an extra block, pull your ass into the gas station where everybody at, where they can see
cameras
everywhere. Because just in case they don't have their body cam on, okay? They don't have it on. Now what?
Right.
Now what? Anything could have happened. We see black men and people of color put into situations with the police departments all over the world, not just the United States, all over the world, okay? And then in the end, good thing it didn't happen the same way it happened in other places.
Right.
That Tyreek Hill was able to go play football, that he wasn't hurt, so to speak. They had the knee on the back, not the neck, so to speak. That those are the sort of things that gives me the red ass when I think about stuff like this. Because it's just, I've been pulled over in stadiums before. It was just in Tampa, Florida, driving through barricade. I'm late. I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to get to the stadium because I'm late. Dude telling me I can't go around. I'm like, man, come on, man. You know who I am. You just want to pull rank and power. So I'm just going to go right past you. I'll deal with it when I get to the end of the stadium. I also have had police departments or police officers escort me to the stadium when I'm running late in traffic, throwing the sirens and get me through. So it's not like you say, like they didn't know who he was. It's Miami. If you told me Tyreek was on the road and he decided to drive the rental car to the stadium of a road team and they pulled him over and they didn't know who he is, I'll be like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. But he's the face of the damn team.
Right.
How do you not know?
How hard do you think it was for him to play after? Even though he got an 80-yard touchdown, do you think it was a hard thing for him to do? Or
I don't know. It probably wouldn't have been hard for me because once you get between those white lines, everything else, all the outside noises doesn't really matter.
We use it as a celebration, so it was obviously like on his mind, right?
Yeah, I mean, of course he was on his mind, but it wasn't like
it's not like
he's not sitting there shaking in his boots while he's on the football field.
Yeah, he's like, let's do my job.
He's out there just ready to do his job.
But yeah, you also brought up Calais Campbell and Jonnu Smith, who showed up to de-escalate. How do you feel about that? Like just the fact of how they were treating them.
The police
as well.
was doing too much. Sometimes I love police officers. I want to be protected. I want my community to be protected. I want my kids to be protected. I want all those things. I pay taxes. I want those things to take place. But sometimes, man, Keyshawn, the police be doing too much a lot of the times too. Flexing their power, trying to flex their power.
Yeah.
And I felt like when Tyreek basically said, just give me my ticket and let me go, he stripped the officer of that power.
Yeah, he didn't want to.
He didn't want to conform to Tyreek's rules.
Yeah,
he was gonna do it his way.
Right.
And then when Tyreek was like, get out of the car, and then Reek was like, man, let me get out. He's like, no. In fact, I'm gonna help you out.
Yeah,
now you crossing the line.
Yeah,
you doing that deliberately. That's why, again, I hope they get fired. Okay, I hope they get fired, and I hope Tyreek and them win some money in court.
All right, well, let's move on to some other type of money. What are your thoughts on Dak's record contract?
That's what he's supposed to get. He's the next man up. That's what happens. Next man up. Brock Purdy, next man up. That's just the league, man.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
That's just the league, I guess.
That's what it is. Brock Purdy, next man up.
Right.
Give him his money,
So you think he deserves it?
Every bit of it. Why wouldn't he?
Because he hasn't won anything. That's why.
Does Josh Allen deserve his 200?
That's the whole thing.
But does Josh Allen deserve his 200?
I mean,
does Lamar Jackson deserve it?
If Josh Allen deserves it, then Dak deserves
it. Does Trevor Lawrence deserve it? Does Justin Herbert deserve it?
Yeah, I mean, they all deserve it, I guess.
Did Russell Wilson deserve it on the back end of his career in Seattle?
See, that's what I mean, though. I feel like that's someone that deserves it because he's proven that he can win a Super Bowl. He can win.
That Super Bowl was like 15 years ago.
Doesn't matter. He won one.
But next man up gonna always get their money. Dak Prescott deserves it. Who is second in the MVP voting? Now, you told me they paying him based on the playoffs. They wasn't paying him based on the playoffs because if they was paying him based on the playoffs, he wouldn't get it. He'd get far, far, far less. And so would many other quarterbacks that are starters in the National Football League.
Yeah, it's just pretty much based on stats. But, okay, so what was your biggest surprise of week one?
New England going up in Cincinnati and beating the Bengals. Now, the Bengals are a different team. There's no Joe Mixon. T. Higgs got hurt. He's got a little hammy going on. Jamar Chase had a little flu bug or something, food poisoning. No Tyler Boyd. Different team. But based on what we saw in New England that last year, they don't win the world. Nobody outside of New England thought that the Patriots would even become close, would even have a chance against Cincinnati. Not even close. But they went up there and they took care of business.
All right, that makes sense.
Yes.
Let's bring in Melvin Gordon.
Joining us now is running back Melvin Gordon. What's up, Mel?
What's happening, baby?
Oh, nothing, man. Just sitting here, me and my son, chopping it up, just getting ready to needle you a little bit about these Badgers, getting ready to go up against these Alabama Crimson Tide.
Let's do it. Let's go. I'm Badger here, man. I'm here for it. Talk about my boys.
Okay.
So you'll be with Joe Klatt in Madison this weekend for the game. Your alma mater. How are you feeling about it? Are you confident? You guys think you can win?
I think if we go in there with a game plan, anything can happen in football games. We all know that. You know what I'm saying? The best team to always win. We see them in NIU. Getting the upset. Upsets happen all the time in college football. So we definitely are looked. If we are to win, it'll be an upset. So we're gonna see what happens, man. I'm always with Bucky. Always.
Not only will you be with Joe, you'll also be joining Big Noon Kickoff with Urban Meyer and the gang over there. Have you ever done that before with Big Noon or ESPN?
Nah, I've never done it before, but I've watched pretty much everybody do that, man, and it's a joy to watch. So it's it'd be cool to be a part of that.
Bama right now is 16-point favorites.
Yeah,
like they coming into Madison, Wisconsin, but it's September and not late November. So what's that crowd gonna be like? Like what's the atmosphere?
I mean, it's gonna be electric. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be electric. We're gonna need them. We're gonna need them to win that game, especially. So the fans gotta be, I know they want to win as bad as I want it, as bad as the team want it. So, if we are to win it, we're going to need every ounce of help we can get with Alabama. So the atmosphere better be electric. I don't know if you're going to be there, but it better be up.
Yeah. Do you think Alabama can win the title year one post Nick Saban?
I don't know. Georgia, Ohio State looking pretty tough.
USC.
Yeah, they all look tough, man. So it's you got to throw that in there.
you like that.
But yeah, those boys look tough, man. It's I don't think it's just they just gonna walk in there. They didn't win it with Coach Saban last year. Without him, it's gonna be different. I feel like so. We still have to see that Alabama football team, and we will against some SEC opponents as well too. A lot more of those guys. So I don't know if they can, but it's still too early to make a call.
You know, you went to Wisconsin, obviously, and you had some big boys up front blocking for you and whatnot. And on the defensive side of the ball, y'all had guys like J.J. Watt and whatnot holding down the defensive front. So when you look at, Melvin, when you look at the struggles with Colorado and Deion Sanders and what they do up front, offensive, defensive line, and how tough it is to find them big boys, how do you think it's a struggle for Prime in Colorado to find? Because it's really y'all right next to each other as far as I'm concerned. Wisconsin, Colorado, that's right next door. Why is it so hard for them to be able to solidify their offensive defensive line?
Well, I think not just with, offensive line. When it comes to us, they know we put those type of guys into the league. And some places they're kind of established, and they've been established. Obviously teams don't have a Deion Sanders to get those guys motivated. I think he could, sway anybody to go there. But at the end of the day, you still kind of looking at the years, like, okay, what guys did you put in the league? Like Colorado, we're not even looking. We're looking beyond him. Colorado. No guys have really went there. So when you kind of sell a guy on the league, it's just like, I know these guys produce. I'm a D lineman. I'm an O lineman. I know these teams. I know Wisconsin is going to produce O linemen that come out of here that are successful in the league. So that's where I'm going to go. Like, it's just that pipeline with things. And he has to build that. And I think the problem is people think that can be built overnight. Colorado I think they had maybe one game, I think, before he has taken over. And like I said, I used, in my NIU, for example, it took, Coach Hammock just beat, Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
And they were number 5 team, and he's been there for 5 years. And, you have to be able to filter and get your guys in there. You can't bring a team that's won one game and think he's going to get the lineman he wants. He might be an amazing recruiter, but at the end of the day, though, I'm still going off what the school has done over these last 20, 30 years, and it's just not going to happen overnight.
What now? Barry Alvarez was your coach or Coach Chris?
Well, I had Coach Chris. I had Coach Bielema, and Coach Chris was the offensive coordinator. Right.
Yeah,
and he was the offensive coordinator. So, yeah.
Dad, on a scale of 1 to 10, because this was your Big 12 championship team, what's the appropriate level of panic for Colorado? Now that they've lost a game, they've got Colorado State, which is kind of a rivalry.
Man, I'll probably say right now it's probably a 5. I would say it's a 5 because I picked Colorado, Melvin. I picked Colorado to win. I picked them to win their conference. But Nebraska, I don't know, they couldn't block them in the first half. In the second half, they did a good job against them.
Well, Nebraska looked kind of good, though.
Yeah, their defense looked good.
Black Thirds look like they back.
Yeah, the defense.
No, y'all tripping, though. Y'all tripping. They not back. Nah.
They ain't back.
No. Man, I don't know. I don't have their schedule in front of me. I don't have their schedule in front of me.
I'll get it.
But they look like that against Colorado. Colorado's offensive line is suspect. The skill positions is better. Nebraska's skill positions, not good. Not good. They all up front.
They got that receiver up there. I mean, that's how you work. That's how you control the game, though. I mean, I seen a receiver making some plays, and then, this quarterback think he Pat Mahomes or something. They like twins out there.
How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that? Like the fact that he's 1.5, that he's got the haircut, the routine, all that. Do you feel like that's corny, or that's like a way to? That's a way to like.
He looked like him in his uniform.
I don't think it's corny at all.
He looked just like him. Everything, honestly, down to the T. I was teasing Pat about that, but man, I don't know. I mean, whatever gets you going on game day. If you feeling like Pat Mahomes gonna get you to go out there and put out his type of production, then you go do that. He's 2-0 doing that so far. So as long as he winning, I'm pretty sure the head coach don't care who he portrays to be at that point.
Texas went in the big house and thumped Michigan. We got Michigan. USC got Michigan in 2 weeks. So hopefully we do the same. The Longhorns leapfrogged Ohio State into the number 2 spot. Did they deserve it by going into what I would deem as an undermanned Michigan team?
I mean, just off what we seeing, they won the national championship last year. So we do have to respect that. I don't know how many seniors they lost, but a lot of those guys that, won that championship, I'm pretty sure are still on that team. So at the end of the day, you still have to respect that. Now, we don't know what's being called as far as the play calls and whatnot. And I don't know, what guys left. But as far as the mindset, I'm pretty sure that's there. You still should be decent and not get blew out like that after 1 year. You still should be given a little better fight. So, grading on the number that Michigan was, I think it's fair that they jumped them. The competition of the other schools, it ain't been too crazy. I know USC beat LSU, but LSU is still in question even if they're a good team, and so is Michigan. But at this point, with the numbers being ranked with how they are, you got to respect it.
Damn, he don't even want to give LSU. You don't even give SC no love because they beat LSU. Come on, man.
I think they look good. I think USC look way better than they did. I think they gonna compete for that national championship. They definitely. But we gonna see how it get in the cold. You in the Big Ten now. It's not just gonna be sweet like that.
I'm trying to think the teams that we go on the road and play that's in the Big Ten, they like chopped liver. Maryland, like we play Maryland in Maryland. Penn State comes to us. I believe Wisconsin comes up. No, I think we got Wisconsin at home. I mean at Wisconsin. Because I was thinking about going to that game, but I didn't want to stop just at Applebee's, so I wind up saying no, I ain't gonna go to that game because ain't nothing in Madison but Applebee's. So
I know.
Nah, you like it now. You be surprised now.
I stayed across the street from that Applebee's. That's how I know.
Okay. Oh yeah. Nah, it's gonna be you. I mean, depending on when y'all catch us, but y'all ain't gonna be able to avoid the cold. So
I'm gonna look it up on my phone while you talk to my son, man, because I'm trying to think. SC, I thought I saw where we play at Wisconsin, but I could be wrong.
I mean, them. Y'all play Nebraska now. Nebraska
they coming to us. They come to us
at USC.
No, it's at
definitely at that game.
It don't matter where they at. If they beat y'all.
Yeah, see, we got y'all. We got y'all September 28th at the crib, sunshine, baby.
Oh yeah,
great weather, huh? 78 degrees.
Yeah, we got y'all. Don't worry about us. We gonna hand it. We gonna put some money down too.
Y'all good this year. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all definitely. I ain't know y'all was coming out there like that though.
No, we go to Minnesota in October 5th, so that ain't cold, and we go to Maryland October 19th. We got UW up in Washington, which that's not cold. It might rain or something, but that's it. We don't have no cold weather games, man.
Yeah, they showed y'all love this. They showed y'all love this year. I ain't gonna lie though. Maryland a trap game, and so is that Nebraska. Y'all think it's sweet?
Man, we gonna beat
that Nebraska game. I'm just saying.
We gonna beat the shit out of them.
There's always that trap game, right?
I'm just saying.
We're not losing to no damn Nebraska.
Don't get too comfortable. Is what I'm saying.
Nah, not gonna happen. Different team now.
I mean, y'all good, but don't let one game get y'all rowdy. You sound like, you.
No, we get ready.
We got Michigan next week.
We got Michigan next Saturday. Next Saturday, we go to the big house at Michigan.
But it's not going to be too cold. So.
It's not going to be cold at all. We're going to pop them too. They quarterback.
Y'all gonna beat y'all. Michigan not going to beat y'all.
No, they're not going to beat us. They quarterback sorry too.
Yeah, they not going to beat y'all. I don't think so. But they can beat y'all because it's still the Big Ten now.
We getting ready to run.
How y'all going to respond when you got to play tough football every week though? Y'all not used to that. Y'all used to somebody 40, 50 times.
Are you really getting ready to say we not used to that?
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying.
Every time I ran up on a Big Ten team, school, come on.
That was cool. That was a bowl game, probably. End of the year, guys ain't. Come on.
Ain't nobody trying to ball in the Rose Bowl?
I'm just saying that. I'm saying you're going to, I don't know. But I'm just saying, though, you got a tough team this week that's running the ball smash mouth. And then the next week, you got to go get that pressure again.
You got to be able to run with us, though. Y'all can't run with us. Y'all slow, man.
But I'm saying, though, how y'all going to run with it when that snow come out and all that? You might pass it this year, but you're not going to run from it every year, sir.
No, we gonna get Big Ten equipped. We know what we got to do. It's all about the trenches. We going to keep our perimeter. We gonna keep our perimeter where it's at though, and our running game gonna still be fishes.
Hey, I'm just saying, I get it, y'all talent wise, yes, but y'all are a bunch of guys that's finesse over there. It ain't really power. And I'm just saying that Minnesota can smack y'all in the mouth and it'll get a little spooky. That's all I'm saying.
We'll play our seconds and thirds against Minnesota. I ain't even worried about that.
We gonna see though. We for sure gonna see. We gonna see.
So Melvin, you played in a college football era that didn't include the transfer portal or NIL. How do you feel about the era now of college football, and what do you think are some of the downsides of player power?
I mean,
how much they have?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy now, man. I mean, the power that they have to some of the players is kind of ridiculous because you making more than the coaches. I mean, it's kind of crazy, but
there's a couple.
I mean, stuff with that even is about to get spooky. I just seen the thing with the quarterback from Michigan just come out. So like, that's a whole nother world as far as players trying to get back what they couldn't get. So, I mean, it's amazing
with
to see.
Denard Robinson is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I saw that.
Like, so that's just, I mean, that can only that tells you right then and there, like, how everybody feel about it. Like, yeah, we love to see them guys get their paper and, get you. I mean, you out there putting on for fans, bringing all that money in. I mean, it's a beautiful thing to see players get paid and not get, in trouble for it. But, it's shoot, guys trying to get some of that missed out on that when they was playing.
Yeah, I should sue USC in the Pac-12.
I feel like you gonna get a little something now.
No, they ain't got they would have to file for bankruptcy because they owe me too much. It wouldn't even
Melvin,
be.
You could probably do the same thing.
They'll put a cap on it.
It wouldn't even be fair though.
Like that.
It wouldn't even be fair. I bankrupt them. They have to just shut down shop completely.
But I don't understand that. Like, how could you sue them if it wasn't in the rules?
I don't know. I'm not part of the class action suit.
Yeah.
Melvin, who did you when you came into Wisconsin? Who was the backs? It wasn't like Ron Dane or nobody. They was been gone.
No. I had Monty Ball and James White.
That's right, Monty Ball. Ball was fast.
Yeah.
Ball
was a balance. As balanced of a back as you can get.
Yeah. I seen him play.
Yeah.
I seen him play. I think against like UNLV or something, and he was going nuts.
Yep.
But if you were at Wisconsin in this day and age, and you could just pick up and go in the transfer portal, you think you would have stayed at Wisconsin, or you would have said, man, I'm get up out of here because right now I'm not really getting my necessarily reps that I think I deserve.
No, I probably would have stayed, honestly. Yeah. I don't know. It probably would have. But how things set up for me, it set up pretty perfect. I'm not gonna lie. So I was pretty happy with my situation. But I was talking to a lot of guys. We were playing the NCAA on the game, and I know a lot of my friends would have left. But then you got to bring it to the factor of, okay, it's my senior year. I know I'm one of the top backs. This school is offering me $2-3 million or something like that to go there. Like, whatever they offering, I don't really look into it, but whatever they offering, that's high for a back. And then my school, I'm like, they like, well, we can't really offer you that. That kind of changed the game a little bit. So,
but they offered you, but they offered you enough to go there. So why would you? They offered you enough to go to Wisconsin.
Yeah,
I'm not mad about money. I think it worked out perfectly for me. I think with my situation, how it's set up, I think regardless whether they had NIL or whatever, it still would be the same. But, like I said, someone come to you with $2-3 million and you ain't got nothing at home. I mean,
yeah, for sure.
That's a lot of thinking for anybody, especially a young adult. So, you can't really say, but man, it would as far as position wise and how that was set up, I think I was pretty straight.
Yeah, somebody asked me that same question, and I'm like, I wouldn't have probably gone for the money because I was good. I mean, I didn't really need nothing. I was at the crib and everything and had everything I needed. So, if I was going to do that, I'd have did that straight out from the jump.
Yeah, see, it's different. And you went to a school that was like, it's popping that people want to go to. Like, it ain't like a smaller school where, they don't get much love, a Ball State or something like that.
Yeah.
It ain't nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But, I think even if you were from, wherever Ball State is, wherever, Auburn, Alabama, wherever, some small colleges in there, you wouldn't be thinking about, I'm balling. I'm like, well, and USC offered you a bag, you'll probably go to USC or Michigan State or, you know what I'm saying? It'll probably change a little bit. But you went to a high caliber school, so it's different for you.
Yeah, our bags was different though. We was able to handle our bags a certain way.
Don't say too much. All right, so NFL to college football to NFL. What were your guys' biggest takeaways from week 1 of the NFL?
Well, what about you, Melvin? What was your biggest takeaway?
That is, it's a lot of teams that's here to play. New England came out. People didn't think that they was going to, be what they are. They came out and, and hit them boys in the mouth. Came out and won. And another takeaway is that the Chiefs are going to be a problem. I mean, I'm sure everybody looked at that and was like, we got another piece of their puzzle we have to worry about now. And man, it was some good football play.
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to be a good season. A lot of guys was. The first couple games, is always tough. You're really trying to still piece it all together. But I think teams came out and they competed well. I mean, guys was flying around. Games were close. The game with the Chiefs and the Ravens was, it was fantastic. So, we're going to get some good football this year.
Yeah, when I look at the Chiefs, is they put everybody on notice. Let everybody know we ain't going nowhere. We good. Don't trip. Yeah. We got Xavier Worthy now. We straight. No more Tyreek Hill conversation because he can lift the top off of it. He can stop on the dime, get some change. And I look at the 49ers from last night. They ain't going nowhere. Like they say, we ain't got Christian McCaffrey, but we got this other dude, and this other dude is just as good for what we do in the running game. The shocker, though, at all, much like New England going to Cincinnati, beating Cincinnati, and Joe Burrow and company, they just looked like they just was on the treadmill just doing this. They wasn't even moving nowhere. They just riding the treadmill. Then I talk about how bad Carolina looked. The Carolina Panthers look like they're going to be drafted a quarterback in the next year and a half. So it's just one of them. It's one of them situations, right? Then you talk about some of these other teams that was just kind of, I was a little surprised that Indy played as well as they did. The Chargers got the win against my boys and the Raiders in AP and company. So that to me was a little shocking, even though I think the Raiders will bounce back here soon and get going again. So that's basically what I took away from it.
So you pretty much got that the Chargers was better than the Raiders, right? That's what you got?
No, you know what, man? Whenever you don't have a quarterback in this league, you ain't going to be good. That's just it. If you don't have a quarterback, no matter what else you got,
it's hard to compete.
Man, it's going to be hard. Think about Cleveland. They ain't got no quarterback. As much as I like Deshaun Watson, Deshaun Watson is a shell of himself from 2020, 2019. A shell of himself. And a lot has happened along the way, self-inflicted, but at the same time, he just don't even look like, man, I would, let alone $240 million, I wouldn't have gave him $240.
He's struggling right now. He's struggling.
Yeah, he's struggling. And I like him,
Yeah. Do you think he's the biggest takeaway in terms of like someone that you thought was going to come in and be like a comeback
player?
I
picked the Cleveland Browns to beat the Dallas Cowboys in week 1. But it didn't happen. He didn't play well. They just didn't even look right. It didn't look right at all.
Nah, they didn't. I mean, what's going over there in Carolina? I mean, I don't know. I mean, do you think it'd be different if C.J. Stroud was over there?
Yes.
No. Melvin, that's my team. I'm a Panthers guy. I think if we had a different owner,
a different owner for sure. But I ain't gonna shit on Bryce Young. Bryce Young is a nice kid. He's a nice kid. Don't know him, met him once or twice. California guy. There's a reason, in my opinion, that small quarterbacks don't fare well in the National Football League. I don't want to hear nothing about Russell Wilson, and I don't want to hear anything about Drew Brees. Don't give me outliers. He's smaller than both of them, okay? And so it's a reason. It's just a reason. And I understand what he was able to do at the SEC conference, and people sometimes equate the SEC to the NFL. No, it's not. You got a full beard, man. You got a full beard. That's what NFL players look like. Full beards with baby car seats in the back with bad intentions to do something to you. That's just the reality of it.
Yeah, I hear you. It sucks. But Melvin, we want to play a game with you. We got a game called Facts or Fiction. I'm going to just like speed run through some questions, and then you just tell me fact or fiction. So Kirk Cousins will be benched before the end of the season. Is that facts or fiction?
Fiction.
Fact.
Okay, facts.
You think facts? Oh, man.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins is they gonna eventually. I know they gave him the money, but they getting ready to see with Penix. As soon as Penix gets completely healthy and all the stuff.
Is he hurt right now? I really haven't heard much on him. I just didn't think he was ready. That's why they weren't playing him. So
no, he's not hurt, but in the end, he's got to get his training camp body to the regular season. They gonna give him mid-season. If they still doing the same things that they just did the other day, watch that dude be underneath that center. Even though they gave Kirk Cousins that money, they gonna eat that.
I think you give him that much money. I think you let it play in. Generic. Like you gotta Kirk Cousins get hurt or something. I feel like then he'll come in maybe, or he gotta just be playing poorly. But they gonna give him at least half the season to.
That's what I said. He gonna get half the season.
Okay.
He could have.
I can see that. He played bad, but I think if he play well, he good.
So Steelers should stick with Justin Fields. Facts or fiction?
I don't know. Maybe you know the situation. I don't know if Russell is hurt and they going with Justin Fields, or Russell ready to come back, but they just letting Justin Fields just roll out to see. So I can't. It's hard to say facts or fiction.
How many times you been inactive and wore your uniform?
Yeah, that was strange to me.
Russ was inactive and had his uniform on.
Had the whole thing.
That's him though.
That is him.
That's Russ stuff though.
What you doing with your uniform on? Man, you inactive. Put your gear on and just chill. I didn't get that.
Russ,
just in
though.
case.
I think that's just him though. That's just him. I think like that's him, bro.
No, I think it's facts that you stay with Justin Fields until such due time. Now look, if they keep kicking field goals and they keep winning, Mike Tomlin it's a Tony Dungy. That's all it is. Yeah. It's a mirror image of Tony Dungy. We're going to run the football. We're going to play hard-nosed defense. We're going to limit things on special teams, and we're going to allow our quarterback to not make any mistakes. As long as he don't turn the football over too many times, we're going to get out of here with a 9-3 win. That's the way Mike Tomlin has always been, and that's the way Mike Tomlin going to roll with it. And if Justin Fields is continuing to win games until such due time that Russell Wilson is ready to try to go, I think they're going to stay with him. Even if they get off to one of these 5-2 starts or something like that. It's going to be hard to change that.
It's going to be hard. I agree with that.
Okay. Caleb Williams won't be the offensive player of the year. Facts or fiction?
Boy, you throwing us questions, boy. It's hard to say. You give me one game. To.
I'm an offensive rookie, not player. But yeah,
I know what you meant. I know what you meant. But I need more than one game to make this statement. I can't have this statement.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, one game is tough, but based on the one game, probably not rookie of the year. Just based on one game.
Not rookie of the year. Not one game.
Even though Jaden Daniels played, they lost. He played pretty good statistically. Even though they lost, he played pretty good statistically.
Who are some other standouts? Rookie standouts? Oh
man, I don't even know. Yeah. I don't think any rookie really.
All the quarterbacks did pretty bad this.
I mean, Xavier did good that night.
Bo Nix, so he could hold his own over there.
Yeah, see, that game was in the small TV on the left hand side, all the way in the corner. I can't be watching no Denver in Seattle. No, wait, Denver. Ooh, it was Denver.
Yeah, they went
Seattle. Yeah, that was in the small. That was on the 12-inch TV.
The bathroom TV.
Yeah.
All right, so Gerard Mayo will lead the Patriots to the playoffs in year one. Facts or fiction? We got to see their conference.
Yeah, I think that's fiction. I think that's big fiction.
Yeah,
I think that's fiction.
You think that week one was a fluke?
No, it's not a fluke. I just don't think they won enough games come out of the AFC.
Yeah.
You agree with that? Fiction? Okay. Oh, this one hurts. The Panthers are the worst team in the NFL. Facts or fiction?
That's big facts.
That's so many facts. I got it. Tough for them boys over there.
That's facts. Another game in the left-hand corner in the small TV. I can't. What the hell I look like watching the Panthers?
And then if a head coach called you and asked you to suit up this year, you would be able to. Facts or fiction? You ready?
Facts.
Facts.
Yeah, facts.
So you still want to play?
Yeah, of course. Of course. Now, getting in game shape, you can run all day out here as much as you want to. Ain't nothing like making them cuts and the moves on the field. You can't simulate that. But yeah, of course.
Where you spend your off seasons at?
Usually Florida. I mean, I'm not in Florida right now. I'm in Ohio right now, but I'm usually in Florida. That's usually where I'll be training and I get it in.
Little Florida boy. Okay, that's what's up.
I'm a Wisconsin kid. I just be in Florida.
What you think about the Tyreek Hill situation?
It's kind of crazy, man. I mean, I looked at it, with just how things are and how they be. I wouldn't have probably made a comment on him banging on the window. I'd have just kind of L'd that. Yeah. But the cop was a little aggressive, honestly. I feel like he was a little aggressive, but you run into cops like that, and my thing is, you kind of know how it is now. Like, that's sometimes what you kind of expecting. Like, I'd be scared when they come to my thing. I'd just be like, bro, he banging hard? I'd just be like, bro, is everything okay? I'd have came with that approach. Like, it's too much going on with that.
Yeah. Yeah, but he was at the stadium, though.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
he wasn't down the street around the corner, 8 blocks away. He was literally on the grounds of the stadium.
It was like 5 minutes away.
What I felt was I didn't feel like the cop knew him. You don't
think the cop knew him?
He couldn't have. Like
100% he knew him. 1,000%.
Yeah, I thought I heard him say in the video that's Tyreek Hill.
And then if he didn't know him,
I heard one of them.
If he didn't know him, Melvin, everybody around knew him. Yeah. From Calais Campbell to Jonnu Smith, his tight end. They was like, yo, what are you doing?
Yeah, it was crazy to me. Like, I didn't understand. When I seen the video too, I was like, man, I hope this don't come out and bro just talking crazy. Like, I'm like, man, I hope that's not the case. But they was mad aggressive. Like, I'm just like, man, bro. Like,
that just lets you know, man, no matter who you are, what you have, or anything like that, you're going to always be black.
For sure.
No matter what.
For sure, brother.
All right, man. Thanks a lot for joining us on the pod. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate y'all for having me, man.
All right. Go Trojans.
On Wisconsin.
All right, Dad. So let's talk about your power rankings after week 1. Last week you had the Lions at 6, Dolphins at 5, Texans at 4, Eagles at 3, 49ers at 2, and the Chiefs at 1. Have they changed a little bit?
Yeah, no, they have changed. So you start to look at it. We got a week of football underneath our belt. So you start at number 6. The Dallas Cowboys went into Cleveland. They won that game. Dallas' defense under Mike Zimmer played extremely well. They surrendered about less than 300 yards of total offense. They got sacks, a couple turnovers. So when you start to think about that, that's where you're supposed to be. Sitting at number 6. Number 5, and I know people are like, wait a minute, man, they lost to Kansas City. I got the Ravens sitting at 5. Even though they lost, they still, in my eyes, are the 5th best team, maybe even higher in the National Football League. They went on the road, played the Super Bowl champions. It was a toe on the back end line, that would have taken them into overtime, that it just didn't happen for them.
So even though they lost and they weren't in your rankings last week, you still have them in the top 5.
Because they're better than the teams at 6 and 7 and 8, or better yet, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're better than those teams. You can't tell me that they're not better than the New England Patriots because New England has a win.
Because they're 1-0.
Because they're 1-0. You can't tell me they're not better than Seattle. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the way I look at it. I don't look at just the overall record.
Makes sense.
And at number 4, the Detroit Lions. The Lions sit at 4. We watched them in overtime squeak one out against the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams are a tough opponent no matter who it is. So Matthew Stafford and company wind up getting the L, and Goff wind up winning. So they sit at 4. Number 3, the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles sit at 3. They probably the 2nd best team in the NFC, in my opinion. You look at their roster. Now, they got some kinks
stacked
that they got to work out based on week 1. They still got to work through some stuff. Offensively, they wasn't as crisp as they should be or would be later on in the year, but they sit at the 3 spot. Number 2, San Francisco. We watched San Francisco the other night or last night. Yep. See what they did to the New York Lonely Jets. The JETS is just in the season. We watched with that, but look, McCaffrey didn't play. Ayuk didn't go to training camp, so he had a dropsy or two, couple drops, but that's okay. They'll fix that. Christian McCaffrey didn't play, but they found another running game, whether it was Jordan, whether it was Deebo Samuel. They just figured out how to get it done. Defensively, they handled business against Aaron Rodgers. Their offensive line pushed the pile and beat up on the Jets' defensive front 7. So I got them sitting at number 2, and number 1 is easiest, the Kansas City Chiefs. So the top doesn't change much. Kansas City is Kansas City. They the cream of the crop. They won the Super Bowl a year ago. Patty Mahomes, and now they found another Tyreek Hill and Xavier Worthy. So in the end, that's my top 6. But that could change next week.
Yeah, you dropped out the Texans. Why'd you do that?
Yeah, because I didn't like the way they played against. I didn't like the way they played against the Colts. Yeah, you're in a dog fight. I expected them to play much better. Although Joe Mixon and Stephon Diggs, Stephon had 6 catches, 33 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did his part, and then Joe Mixon, touchdown, 100+ yards. He did his part. That's why they brought him in to shore up the running game and then allow the young quarterback to have a veteran receiver in Stephon Diggs. So I don't have a problem with that, but I just dropped them out.
Like 7?
They might be 7.
Yeah.
They might be 7 or 8, depending on how I feel.
I like that list.
Some people like it, some people don't. I'm sure social media, I'll be trashed because the Chargers aren't on there, right? Or something. Why you got my team on there? You just hating.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to deal with. The Miami Dolphins. Can you imagine what Tyreek Hill went through? How could the Dolphins not be on there? You're just a hater.
No Dolphins.
Yeah.
You had the Dolphins on there as well.
No Dolphins.
I told you that.
No Dolphins. All right, we're trying a new thing on All Facts, No Breaks. We set up this voicemail for the show. And you can call in. You can leave a message. Don't curse. Don't do anything wild. Don't hang up call and hang up and play phone play like you're 2 years old at the end of the day. But we want to hear you. We want to hear you. We want to hear the passion. We want to hear the frustration. We want to hear all those sort of things because we also want to answer it. And here's the number. The number is 915-295-3228. That's right. 915-295-FACT. That fact is 3228. Leave your name. Make sure you leave your name. Because I had some bum last week didn't leave his name. So make sure you leave your name, where you're calling from, and how you feel about whatever it is that you want to talk about, your team, the lack of your team, the greatness of your team, or other teams as well. So you got about 30 seconds, according to my producers, to do this. Don't turn it into a 10-minute conversation. 30 seconds, leave a voicemail. I got a couple callers from last week. Let's take a listen to one of them.
What's up, Key? This is Ant from the San Francisco City. I was just wondering if you could give some intake on what it's like for a wide receiver to try to get some money that he's earned and definitely deserves. He's getting a lot of hate for a lot of people that are fans and analysis. So I'm just wondering if you could explain, please, to these people what Ayuk might have been going through, my boy number 11.
Well, he asked about what you go through, I guess, through negotiations, and you feel like you should be paid a certain level. I did it my 4th year in the league. I outperformed my contract. I went to the front office and I said, "Say, man, I understand that Jerry Rice and Michael Irvin and all them are considered the best of the best. Well, I speak for myself. I think I'm pretty damn good too, and I've outperformed my contract. Let's take a look at this. Let's get me my new money. All of those sort of things. And you know that it's time to get a new deal. And you want to get a new deal done because you want to secure your family, all those things. So you deserve every penny that the San Francisco 49ers eventually gave him. There's no question about it. But you do get people on television and radio and social media. It's not necessarily hate. It's misinformed of the way I look at it. He outperformed his contract. It's time for him to get his money. If he wasn't any good, they would cut his ass anyway. So it's time for him to get the money.
Yeah, the market's the market, right?
The market is the market. It's next man up.
Doesn't matter if you deserve it or not. It's kind of just next man up, right?
Exactly. So we got one more caller. We got a second caller. Let's take a listen.
Hey, this is Paul from Inglewood, and I was calling. Hey, Mr. Johnson, I had a question. I was calling to see who was more washed, Carolina Key or current Deshaun Watson. Man, I'd love to hear your opinion. Thanks, brother.
That voice sounds a little familiar, huh?
Carolina Key or Deshaun Watson?
Yeah,
well. I would say Deshaun Watson right now, because in Carolina Key, I had 3 different quarterbacks. I still had good numbers. I could have continued to keep playing. You didn't look at me and be like, I can't play no more. We look at Deshaun right now, $240 million of fully guaranteed money. We like, man, he looked like a shell of himself.
It's just week 1. I honestly think there's still so much time. Like, it's still week 1.
Yeah,
it's not like the Cowboys were some bums or they're still, you have them in your top 5. It's not like they're a bad team.
But he set a bar.
Huh?
He set a bar for himself in 2020.
Yeah, that's true. He was like MVP caliber.
Yeah, so it was like that's what they paid for.
Yeah.
They paid for that.
That is what they paid for.
They're not getting that. They getting something totally different.
But I think Carolina Key is a little more washed than Deshaun. Give him a couple more years.
Fool, I had like 70 catches.
I think he'll still have.
And I was the second. I was considered the second receiver. So Smitty was the main dude.
So what would be a bad year for Deshaun Watson then? Because 3,000 yards, is that bad?
Yeah, that's probably bad.
That's bad?
Yeah.
35?
3,000 yards,
It's
22 touchdowns. You know, that's a bad year. No playoffs. It's a bad year.
Yeah.
You're not paying $240 million for a bad year. Period. End of discussion.
So after this contract's over, you don't think he'll get another one?
I didn't say that. He may turn it on.
I'm just asking. No, I'm asking.
He may turn it on. If he plays the way he's playing now to the end of this contract, he won't even be the damn starter in Cleveland.
Yeah. Who's their backup?
I don't know who their backup is off the top. Oh, my man from UCLA.
Oh yeah.
What the hell is his name? Not Huntley.
Or no, it's Jameis, right?
Jameis Winston and DT Robinson.
Okay, so they honestly have some
DTR. Yeah, DTR.
Dorian. Okay, so
Dorian
they have some
Thompson Robinson.
Yeah, so they got some.
You gotta have all them names.
it's swaggy name, DTR.
I guess.
But yeah, no, I feel like he'll be fine.
He might be. We'll see.
All right, well, that's a wrap. That's about
yes,
it.
that is a wrap for today's show. Remember to follow All Facts Pod on social media and wherever you get your podcast, subscribe on YouTube. Until next time, I'm out, Keyshawn. Check me out on Speak, 2 to 4 Pacific time, 5 days a week, 5 to 7 East Coast time, 5 days a week. Check me out.